My name's Alexis Beatty, and I'm the faculty lead for the Training and Clinical Research program. I'd also like to take this opportunity to introduce Claire Dunn. Claire, if you want to say hi.
Yes, hi, I'm the program manager for the Training and Clinical Research program.
So when you send emails with questions, Claire is likely to be the one who will be answering them. And then I'd also like to introduce my colleague, Elaine Koo, who's the director of the program.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
And we call our program overall the Training and Clinical Research program. You'll also hear us refer to it as the TICKR program. And we want to start off just by talking about why you might want to be interested in getting training in clinical research. One of the top reasons is to learn how knowledge is generated in public health and clinical medicine. Other reasons are to apply your learning to actually generate new knowledge and conduct research. And then thirdly, to enhance your chance of success for a career in clinical research. However, we believe that even if you do not ultimately end up having a career that is in research, knowing how knowledge is generated can help people to critically evaluate evidence in a medical career. Within the Training and Clinical Research, or TICKR program, we offer a variety of different programs. I'm going to start out by talking about the Master's in Clinical and Epidemiologic Research program. And then the other programs are basically subsets of the material that is within that Master's in Clinical and Epidemiologic Research. Our Master's program lasts for 2 years, 7 quarters within those 2 years. If you then just take basically the first year of that Master's program, we have what we call the Advanced Training and Clinical Research Certificate, ATCR, or often we just say the certificate, which is a 1-year program. If you are not looking for formal degree granting programs and are looking for a kind of smaller subset of clinical research methods training, we also have programs that are just over 1 summer or a 1-year clinical research workshop. If people do have any questions, please feel free to put your questions into the chat or raise your hand during the presentation. This is relatively informal. You can ask questions during the presentation today, and we'll also have time for questions after the presentation. The whole presentation doesn't take the whole hour, so we have plenty of time for questions. So our program objectives are to acquire a mastery of a broad set of clinical research methods, to plan and implement 1 or more clinical research projects, and to obtain experience in the instruction of clinical research methods. And we feel that these program objectives are important because we have a very applied program. So often students will include examples from their own research in their homework assignments. And even in our first kind of cornerstone class called Designing Clinical Research, you'll, in the course of the class, go through the process of writing out a whole research protocol, or a 5-page research protocol. And so we view the program as a very applied program that does actually help you to plan and implement 1 or more clinical research projects. So some of what you'll do as part of the program. So we have 38 course units over 7 quarters. The courses cover things in epidemiologic methods, biostatistics, research success skills. We also have seminars where you can present your works in progress and learn from your peers as well. And we offer an array of electives. As you're planning and implementing 1 or more of your clinical research projects as part of the master's program, we ask you to complete several products of research. One is a comprehensive literature critique, showing that you can read the literature and critically evaluate it with regard to threats to validity. One is presenting an abstract at a national or international meeting. And the third is submitting, not having it accepted, but submitting a manuscript for peer review. We also believe that nothing teaches you something so much as having to teach it to someone else. And so we include the experience of instruction in clinical research methods. So each student will serve as an educational apprentice for one ticker course in the second year of the program. So how is this different for, say, the certificate program, the one-year certificate program? So for the one-year certificate program, we do have the same main objectives, which are to acquire a foundation in clinical research methods and to apply those to one or more clinical research projects. However, the requirements are shorter because it's only 4 quarters. So 27 course units over 4 quarters in all the same classes. And then you're not required to submit any of those products of research. However, we do find that most people participating in the one-year certificate program still do produce products like abstracts and manuscripts. One of the questions we often get asked is, why would you do a one-year certificate instead of the 2-year master's? The main reason is just time. If you only have 1 year available to do the training, you can do the certificate instead of the master's. And many of our students who complete the one-year certificate do later come back to finish the second part and finish the master's. So we have a lot of students who convert from the one-year certificate to the master's at a later date. To give you a flavor of what the courses are like, this is an outline of our curriculum for the first year. So in the summer, students do responsible conduct of research, which is a course in research ethics. Epi 202, which is our cornerstone class, designing clinical research. Epi 218, which is database management, which goes into things like REDCap and Qualtrics, but also teaches people basic SQL and understanding relational databases. And Biostat 212, which is Intro to Statistical Computing. The primary language that most of our students use is Stata, although there are courses in R available, and all of the biostatistics courses have both R and Stata examples. In the fall, you take several foundational courses, including epidemiologic methods and biostatistical methods. Clinical epidemiology can be taken for master's students either in this first or second year. In the winter, you take clinical trials and a course in social determinants of health, and the second course in our biostatistics series. In the spring, you take some more professional development courses, including publishing and presenting research, systematic reviews, and the third course in the biostatistics series. Our master's and certificate programs are in-person programs. But saying that, all of the courses do have both in-person and online components. All in-person lectures are recorded and are made available to learners online. Our small groups and labs are primarily in-person. However, there are often online options available as a backup. And there is one course that does have required in-person attendance for the master's and certificate programs, which is our seminar, and those occur every other week on Tuesdays in the afternoon. In the second year of the program, students will take more master's seminars, but have fewer required courses. So it does leave a lot of time for completing products of research and for taking electives. Within the program, we have several tracks. So the first track is no track, just taking the standard clinical and epidemiologic research courses. But we do have tracks available in implementation science and data science as well. In these tracks, you take a series of additional courses that go a little deeper within the particular discipline. Our implementation science program is quite popular, and so space within this track can sometimes be limited. And we recommend that students that are considering the implementation science track make sure you talk to us about it so that we can help you plan your schedule. We offer many, many electives within the program. So many are available to our students, and you can see here the titles of some of the electives. Some of these are general courses, but some of them are specific to things like data science in the orange or implementation science in the green. If you
I didn't get that.
Oh.
Could you try again?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so the alternatives to the master's or the certificate, if you don't want to take a formal university degree, are one-year clinical research workshop, which would give you access to all of the same courses that you would get in year one of the curriculum, except that the one-year clinical research workshop does not include the seminar. And the other option we have is the summer clinical research workshop, which just includes the summer courses for year one. So the one-year clinical research workshop is really for individuals who are not interested in a formal degree program or course credit. But at the same time, you're not an official UCSF student and you don't receive official UCSF credit for the courses, and it can't be turned into a master's degree later. And we don't include electives in the overall package cost. You pay separately for electives within the one-year clinical research workshop. The advantage of the one-year clinical research workshop is that it is possible to do the one-year package either in person, hybrid, or entirely online. So for people who are not physically located in the San Francisco Bay Area, this may be the right choice for you. The one-year clinical research workshop may also be appropriate for people who already have an MPH or a master's or a PhD in another area and don't feel like they need an additional degree, or for people who cannot pay for the full formal program. The summer clinical research workshop is summer quarter only. It also is available in person, hybrid, or online, and includes the designing clinical research course, database management, and intro to statistical computing. And it's ideal for people who sort of have a very limited period of time and just want to get a taste of clinical research methods. So if you're interested in the TICR programs, how do you apply? You can go to our website. Our application due dates are listed here. They are in the spring. We can sometimes extend application due dates on a case-by-case basis if there are hardships or special circumstances. You can start working on your application earlier than these dates too, and we're happy to review applications at any point throughout the spring. So how's it paid for? So many people pay for TICR through funds from a training grant. So for instance, many of the students at UCSF who are part of a fellowship program, their program has a T32 training grant that has funds to support the tuition for the master's degree or for the certificate program. Other individuals receive funds or they supplement training grant funds through funds from their department or their division. Some students receive funding from their mentor to support their participation in the program. And some students do pay for the program through personal funds or financial aid. And the master's and certificate are formal university, degree programs, and so they are eligible for financial aid. The tuition and fees for the programs for next year are listed here. These tuition and fees are subject to university approval. And so sometimes they do change a little bit in that process, but we don't expect large changes to these fees. If you do need help to support the funding, and we encourage you to talk to your chair or chief or program director early to let them know that you intend to apply and that you would like to talk to them about how to put these funds together. And we're happy to take any questions.
Hi, I have a question. My name is Diksha. I'm one of the neurology fellows. With the fee structure that you just showed on your presentation, so for the master's course, is it like 32,000 plus 30,000 then? Or I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah. So for the master's, the first year of the master's is 32,000. And then the second year of the master's is 30,000 because you get a decrease in fees because we ask you to be an educational apprentice. And so we don't charge you as much. In addition, UC affiliated students, we typically give you a tuition reduction of $4,645 each year. And so the actual amount that you would pay is, I can do the math, but it's 32,000 minus 4,645.
Okay.
Hi, I have a question. Thank you for the information. For the program, do you have like a prerequisite for candidates to have like a lot of research experience, or it's holistic? Thank you.
There's not a specific track that's sort of like a beginner, advanced, intermediate sequence for people. So if you already do have a lot of research experience, it's not like it's a graded program or anything like that. We do have people who have very little research experience, and we do have people who have a lot of research experience within our student group. And so it's a pretty diverse group. We do tend to teach the material at a pretty high level. And so I would say even people who do have a lot of research experience will still find that they're learning a lot in terms of getting deep within the methods that are behind the research. So the students who don't have a lot of research experience, kind of rapidly get up to speed. And the students who do have a significant amount of research experience generally still find that they learn quite a lot because the material is taught at a pretty high level.
Thank you.
Alexis, I think you have a couple of questions in the chat. So one question is, have you had students in the past who completed the master's coursework while maintaining employment at UCSF?
So we have. So a lot of the students historically have been sort of fellows in research fellowship years. However, we've also had people who are faculty enrolled in the program as well. Often it does take a lot of time. And so you will need to have some time to dedicate to the program, even while you're employed at UCSF. We do also have people who are employed as clinical research coordinators who also participate in the program with the permission of their supervisors. But I would say, depending on the individual quarter, sometimes it's maybe even as much as like 50% effort that you'll be spending on coursework.
Alexis, I just wanted to add that there was a second part to that question asking, was the
Yeah.
because of the UC employee tuition discount. So unfortunately, Wesley, this is an ongoing issue. We are a self-supporting program, and we are exempt from that policy. So students do not, anybody in our program, you're not eligible for tuition discount, but you are eligible for the UC affiliated rate because you are a UC employee. But you do have to meet that. We can talk more offline, but you do have to meet the criteria. But I can talk to you offline about how students do that.
Yeah, and then I see the question about courses a la carte. Yes, it's very possible to take all of the courses a la carte. And on our website, we have the fees available for taking any of the courses a la carte. What we've been doing recently is we've been applying the UC discount to anyone UC affiliated, not necessarily specific to UCSF. And so you would still be eligible for UC affiliated tuition reductions coming from UC Davis. And if you want to talk too about whether it makes sense for you to do like the 1 year program, a lot of people look at the amount for the 1 year program, and then they look at what courses they're intending to take. And they say, you know what, it actually makes sense for me to do the 1 year program and do it as a package because I want to take so many of the courses. And so if you want to talk with us more about that, feel free to reach out and we can chat with you about that program. And then the dates of the summer session. So the summer session usually starts in mid-July and runs for 7 weeks. And so I think this July, the date is, I think the 15th of July is when it starts. Yeah. And then it goes for 7 weeks after that. So it's basically mid-July to the end of August. All right, any other questions or things people are curious about?
Hey Alexis, I have a question. Can you talk more about the data science track, and are the tracks available for the 1 year certificate program?
So there's no official tracks within the 1 year certificate program. Let me find my way back here. There's no official tracks within the 1 year certificate program. However, if you are in the 1 year certificate program, you are still welcome to take any of the electives that are part of the data science track. And so if you wanted to take, for instance, screen here. So if you wanted to take, during that 1 year program, a lot of people take this Intro to the Science of Big Data course in the summer. And that's one of the sort of well-reviewed courses that we have. You can also take the Intro to Statistical Programming in R courses. It's a 2-course series over the summer and the fall. You do have to have some facility with R to be able to take the machine learning or advanced machine learning courses, but those would be electives that you could take during the 1 year program, even if you're not formally doing the data science track as part of the master's.
Got it, thanks.
And I just wanted to point out, just while people are thinking of questions, we are going to open up our application for our certificate on our master's degree program, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. So I will send an email to everybody as soon as that opens up, just so that everybody's aware that we're we have to make some last minute changes to it, but we'll inform everybody as soon as that's available to apply.
All right, well, thanks for coming. So how does a two-year program provide students with opportunities to do research with affiliated institutions of UCSF? So for people who are accepted to the program, if you come into the program and you do not already have a UCSF research mentor, we will work with you to figure out what your interests are and your skills are, and then try to match you with a research mentor at UCSF. And then you will interact with that research mentor over the course of the two-year program to develop and conduct a research project as part of the program. And so we'll help you find the right opportunity for you if you're accepted to the program. You're also, if you have a particular person that you're interested in working with, you're also welcome to reach out to that person and talk with them ahead of time even. Sometimes people do have particular opportunities that they have available for master's students to help with research.
I would also add that both Alexis and I completed the program. I think we really believe in a program. It was certainly very helpful for my career in terms of being able to build a research career and conduct the studies that I was interested in. So we not only lead the program, but we were also formerly students in the program, so we can answer any questions that you might have, or things that you're weighing in terms of whether or not to pursue the program.
I agree. One of the best decisions of my life. All right, well, if people have more questions, you're welcome to stick around for a little while. If you don't have more questions, we can also end early. Don't feel like you have to stick around to smile at us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining.
Elaine, Alexis, I saw somebody is actually in the waiting room who wants to join us. So
I just let one in.
okay, perfect. Yeah.
Hello, Jennifer. We were just finishing up, but the recording will be available on our website, and we're also happy to answer any individual questions that you may have.
Sorry to be so late.
Okay. We know things get busy.
Yeah, I was making dinner and I thought, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I did have well, I basically saw the information on your website that if you are a part of this program, you can opt to become part of the master's or apply to the master's program later.
That's right. So we have several programs within the training and clinical research program. The biggest one is the master's, which is a 2-year program and gives you a master's degree. The next program is the advanced training and clinical research certificate, which is basically just the first year of the master's. If you do the advanced training and clinical research certificate, you can then apply to the master's program with the credits that you earned as part of the certificate, and then just get the master's after that. And we have a lot of students that start out applying in the certificate and then convert the certificate to a master's at a later date. And then for people who don't want to do either the certificate or the master's, we also have a la carte courses and summer and 1-year clinical research workshops.
Can you streamline into the master's program? Like if you decide you don't want to take any time off and you'd like to continue?
Not sure exactly what you mean. You don't necessarily need to take complete time off in order to do the program. It's not really a full-time educational program. Most of our students are still doing clinical work, and all of our students are doing research while they're in the program. And so a lot of people are able to integrate it into the other work that they're doing. I will say the work is heaviest within the first year of the program. So like there's the largest number of courses within the first year of the program. And then the second year of the program has a lot, fewer number of courses. And so people find that especially the second year of the master's is easier to integrate into clinical and research responsibilities.
Okay, so the advanced research courses that you can then move into the master's with, is it also heavily front loaded?
Yeah, it's this first year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'm realizing somehow the seminar got deleted from winter, so I'll have to fix that.
Okay, and so applications begin in January.
We're actually, the application will be available in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
And we'll send out an announcement to everybody who registered for this information session, letting them know about the applications being open.
Okay. And you do not have to have a relationship with the faculty beforehand like you do with the master's?
You don't necessarily have to have it for either the master's or the certificate. We'll help you find people if you need to have a mentor for participating in the program. It is helpful to have somebody that you're going to be working with, even for the certificate program, because you will be asked to kind of do applied methods within a lot of the courses. And during the summer course, for example, you'll be asked to write a 5-page research protocol on like an actual research project. You can, of course, make up a research project, but most people find it more useful to be writing that protocol on a project that they may actually intend to do.
Right. Okay. I think that's all the questions I had.
Yeah. But if you do need help finding people, we can help with that too.
Okay, great.
And then I see another question about credit for the summer coursework. So if you were not enrolled in the master's or the certificate when you took the courses, you do not receive number of units course credit for those courses. However, we don't necessarily make you take them over again. And so oftentimes people will, who have taken those courses not for credit, they can take electives in place of those units. So you still need to get 38 units total, but you don't necessarily have to get them by retaking courses that you've already taken. And then I see we have another question too about the requirements for admission. So we do ask that people submit our application. The application includes a number of, basic biographical information about which schools you went to, where you trained. We do ask you to submit transcripts from all of the institutions where you trained after high school. We ask for a personal statement describing basically why you want to join the program and what you want to do with your research career. And then we do ask for 3 letters of recommendation. For anyone who did not complete their schooling in an English-speaking country, we also do ask that you complete the test of English as a foreign language. Okay, we'll stick around since the questions are keep trickling.